Hey, Michael.
Hey, Scott.
Hello and welcome. We are all the Sons of CPAs. Join us with this week's 5-Minute Lee with your hosts, Michael Lee and Scott Scarano. And this week, we're doing an article from Sassable magazine. It's Sassable content. Understanding commonly used subscription models. I'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, we're not there yet at the official magazine. We're just publishing articles on a blog right now.
For those of you who don't know, because we didn't talk about it in his episode, Michael also has a software company called Sassable, and link in the show notes. When we go into subscriptions as a firm, I've always done some form of value pricing, or at least my bastardized version of that. I feel like subscription model can take that if you have a proper system, proper planning, and what those subscription prices might be. I feel that could be effortless to say, here, we're going to do all of this for you for this price. As a firm, I feel like if to be able to still be profitable and take on clients at a consistent rate, it could really change the game and say, we're going to do, if you already offer taxes, accounting, payroll, or in your case, you guys do payroll, people advisory, and different things. And we're going to offer all of these to you for this one monthly price. That's effortless for a business to say, okay, you're going to do everything for me and you're going to sell me that outcome. Talking about subscriptions, we're selling outcomes, right? We're going to sell to you. You're coming to us with all of these pain points as a business owner. We're going to solve those pain points. We don't need to belabor too much into the sales process, but we'll cover everything for you. Doesn't that make sales easier?
Yeah, this article is about choosing a subscription model. This is a question amongst anybody who has a traditional practice or pricing model and they want to shift into a subscription model. Most people don't know that there's actually several different types of subscription models. How you want to approach going to a subscription model is really important because it really establishes the expectations your future subscription customers are going to have for you. We're seeing subscriptions take over multiple different industries that we never thought of. In the Southwest, it's super popular to have a car wash subscription, unlimited car washes. Taco Bell, I just saw an article today. Taco Bell is testing a taco subscription.
That's interesting.
The uniqueness about subscription is now you have predictable revenue from clients who are purchasing from you. It's nearly 100% guarantee. They're going to pay you regardless if they consume the use of your service or product. So that's what's beautiful, right? Gyms have obviously done this for a long time. Costco's done this for a long time. We've seen SaaS companies do it, and we've seen all types of subscription companies do it. In this article, we talk about the most common ones. We have a freemium model, which we all know about this. Almost every popular software subscription has a free version.
A lot of people are using a free Slack or a free something at their office. And knowing that a lot of those companies make most of their money on 10% of the customers, 90%, the majority of users are using the free version.
You get what you pay for. So a free user has no recourse to complain about anything. They're using a free product, but they get the benefits of that free product, and they give user feedback to the software company. It's the paid members that get the premium use of the product, but then they get to interact in the ecosystem with the free users and the brand awareness. Generally, freemium is where you're using that model when you're a new product, new service, or you're trying to create brand awareness amongst an early user base. And so you give that free version. And sometimes you can have a free version for just a period of time in order to get those early entrants to your product.
In the beginning stages, when you don't know what your minimum viable product is for a lot of software companies, getting everybody on there, figuring out what's good, what's not, and then later having a premium version. I've seen podcasts do that. They have a free version and then come listen more on our Patreon.
Exactly. And then there's a fixed fee subscription where it's one price. You basically get either a set use or unlimited use of the product. It's just fixed. So great examples are Costco has a membership. It's a fixed fee. Usually your local gym has a membership. It's a fixed fee. You can have different software programs have different fixed fee memberships at different levels, but they're
so let me
fixed.
So let me bring this into where a firm might be, right? So you might not be billing hourly. You might have fixed fees as a firm. And that may not necessarily be subscription, but it's very clear and very easy to price those kind of things. Like maybe for a tax return, you have a fixed fee on the price per form.
Yeah. And the key with fixed fee is that you're not focused on individual customers and what the fixed fee they're paying on. you're focused on the volume of customers you're able to get on that fixed fee plan, knowing that 20% of them are going to use up 80% of the services and 80% of them are only going to use up 20% of the services. So
Yeah.
that's just like a gym membership. You have a fixed fee, 20% of your members come in and use it 80% of the time. That's a fixed fee, and that's with any product or service. And then you go to pay per seat, and this is typical. This is where people are paying per user per month on a billing model. And it'd be like a CRM, like HubSpot, Salesforce, or it'd be like
Carbon.
G
You
Suite,
know, we pay per
Carbon.
user. Yeah.
Yeah, per user per seat. And sometimes as you grow in the seat numbers or you grow the user numbers, you get a discount on the per seat because you got a higher volume of users. That's a pay per seat model. Again, a very interesting model because it's similar to fixed fee, but instead it's using the user count as its origin, or the number of people that are using it, and then allows you to then tier price this based on the size of the customer that you're dealing with.
I see that as pay-per-view. Like the more people that watch the fight, the more money that they're going to make, the promoters.
Exactly. Then there's the hybrid model, and this is where you basically combine multiple subscription models into one. So you can have a fixed fee model, or you can have a freemium model that leads to a pay per seat model, right? There's hybrid models, there's multiple ways.
I think we'll see a lot of those in the industry now as people start to try and adapt maybe the values for the client, maybe the values for the firm. I see it as both. There's no real proven way in our accounting world because not too many people are doing this. Feel free to experiment with what you fit. Base a lot of your planning on monthly recurring revenue. Like everything that you're doing, your capacity planning, everything around the firm, your operations, revolves around what's the monthly recurring revenue. And that's very forward thinking for an accounting firm. And I feel like by starting out from the gate for that helped you grow it and continue to plan.
Yeah, we really made it. It was very simple math for me in regards to growth when you plan it around that instead of planning it around billable hours, right? Planning about billable hours puts the planning focus around human resources and around how hard do I push a individual to work, instead of the predictability of how can I bring customers in at these rates, and then how many people do I need to serve those customers. So it's really a customer first approach in regards to the planning of finding those customers at the prices that we're charging.
Well, there's a lot of transparency in that model too, because the customer knows upfront what they're paying and what they should be getting. Like usually in the prior model, they have a rough idea of, comparatively speaking, if a few people give them an hourly rate, but they have no idea what goes into that and how many hours are going to take. There's just, I can talk hours and hours because we've never had, and I can talk hours and hours about hourly billing. Like we've never done hourly billing, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it's interesting. In any other billing models, just like with hourly billing, subscription models aren't perfect. It is a revenue model, and the key or the secret, the power of it is the ability to know predictably that there are customers willing to pay you for the service you're providing. So you can do planning around those predictable customers that are engaged with you or subscribed to you, instead of having to resell hours or resell services or products one at a time to the same customers or a different set of customers they're subscribed to. So that's the power, but it's not perfect. Just like anything else, it's not perfect. It really depends on your type of business, what kind of model you think it would be, and if it's still going to make you money. And that's what's most important. Is it going to make you money and help your firm grow?
Some subscriptions are lost leaders, and you can have lost leaders in your firm that drive other areas that are more profitable, but that takes some finesse and some planning to be able to do that, because you could end up with low prices across the board or prices that are too high across the board, which I'm running into. So I might have to retweak our pricing and structure that a little differently. Thank you, Michael. This has been really good. I want to continue the conversation on subscriptions again. Keep talking about it. Thanks.
Definitely anytime. Thanks, Scott.